Yes! Yes! Oh, that was freaking awesome. That was freaking awesome. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music channel, all about music and psychology over here. I'm glad you stopped by. We're going to check out a band from America, Chicago to be specific. Chicago, Illinois. Disturbed. I listened to their song, The Sound of Silence. It's their song now, right? It's not even just a cover. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Go check it out if you're interested. And today I want to check out their song, The Light. This song is 6 years old, it seems. Over 90 million views, and I'm late. But a quick side note, just to get a head start on some of those comments. The reason why some of these songs are new to me, even if they're years and years and years old, is because there's all kinds of different music in this world, aka world music. And there's artists that have millions of views, millions of followers that I may listen to that you're not familiar with, or vice versa, right? So there are songs out there where you're going to be mind blown that I haven't listened to them yet. Simple fact is that I probably was busy listening to other music, so just keep that in mind. But today's shout out goes to Undamaged 18. Thank you for this suggestion and buying me coffees. I appreciate your support. Thank you for jumping the line with your request. I'm going to check out the song Disturbed the Light. David Draymond, the lead singer of Disturbed, was also trained as a Jewish cantor, hence why he can do certain things with his voice because of his training, and he did an absolutely amazing job with Sound of Silence. That being said, I understand that they're a rock/metal band, and I'm curious to see what The Light is about. So if you want to go listen to the song directly, check out the links below. I usually try to put the artist's YouTube page and social media in the description so you can go follow them directly. But as always, like, share, and subscribe to this channel too, and let's dive right in.
Like an unsung melody, the truth is waiting there for you to find it. It's not a blight but a remedy, a clear reminder of how it began. Deep inside your memory, you turn away as you struggle to find it. You heard a call as you walked away, a voice will come from within the silence, and for what seemed an eternity, you wait and hoping it would call out again. In the shadow beckoning, then your fears seem to keep you blinded. You held your guard as you walked away. When you think of this forsaken, listen to me now. You need never feel broken again. Sometimes darkness can show you the light. An unforgivable tragedy,
Yes! Oh, thank you, Undamaged 18. That was freaking awesome. That was freaking awesome. All right, I did not pause much at all. Because I didn't want to. Okay, one of y'all commented recently something about, I'm not big into rock. Correction. Okay, I was never big into metal. Like stuff like Ginger and Bloodywood is new to me and takes digesting, but I actually am really growing fond of it, especially Bloodywood, that song Danadan. This type of rock is my jam, okay? I've been rocking out to rock like this for a minute, like that style. So I was getting lost there for a little bit. I often talk to you guys saying, hey, this is like being on rides, right? Imagine us being friends in the car on a road trip, because that's what is so beautiful to me. I love to drive, first of all, okay? I love me a good car, and I'm no car guru. I don't know all the things, but I can enjoy a nice car if I see one. And I just love to drive. There's something so freeing about being on the road trips, right? Just traveling. I've been a wanderer for the longest time, traveled the world. That's just me. And when I drive, I love listening to music, though there's times when I just need silence and there's a lot of thinking and praying that needs to happen. But music is something so powerful, and I love combining that with driving. Hence why when we're on these rides, sometimes I picture myself just being in the car and really getting lost in the music. And when you're friends, right, driving somewhere and you're enjoying songs together, ideally, you don't want the song to be paused every 30 seconds. Now, there's songs where I will pause it more frequently, and turns out sometimes I may have to do that to avoid it being blocked. But when you're really trying to get lost in music, you want to listen to it. You don't want people talking afterward. We can have a conversation about what this just did to us and what it means. Or we may just sit there in silence and be like, what just happened? But this song particularly, from the musical performance and from the lyrics, just had me wanting to be lost in it. And I want to listen to this again and again and again and again. Disturbed is a super cool band. Now, a few of you have said I need to check out Down with the Sickness, and I'm planning to do that ASAP. And come to think of it, that title sounds familiar. So once I listen to it, I think I'm going to be familiar with the song. But I didn't put one and one together. Oh, wait a minute, that's Disturbed. But his voice, David was trained as a Hazan, as a cantor, Jewish cantor. And so I feel like that, based on what you guys have shared, and it makes sense based on that training, that really has given him an advantage when it comes to certain vocal abilities. He has such a powerful, full voice. It is so cool to hear him sing. That rasp, the richness of his voice, the strength to his voice, and how he can carry those low notes, but also with that scream and that rasp. That guitar solo was epic. The drummer just killing it. Like the whole arrangement musically was a powerful, powerful song. Beautifully performed, really fun to listen to. And the lyrics, that went so well with the music video, as you could see, right? That idea of this guy having the accident in the fire as a firefighter, busy saving other people's lives, now gets burned himself, has to go through therapy, people looking at him like he's some type of monster, going through that rehabilitation process, and then meeting this young lady who helps him recover, who seems to be his therapist, who ends up becoming something more. And just this idea of something that was dark, that was tragic, being able to turn around for good. Like an unsung melody, the truth is waiting there for you to find it. It's not a blight, but a remedy. A clear reminder of how it began, deep inside your memory. Turned away as you struggled to find it. You heard the call as you walked away. A voice of calm from within, the silence. Is that a little shout out to Sound of Silence? And for what seemed an eternity, you're waiting, hoping it would call out again. You heard the shadow reckoning, then your fears seemed to keep you blinded. You held your guard as you walked away, right? Which is also fitting to him walking, covering himself with the hoodie, trying to avoid the shunning looks of other people, right? When we have been through tragedy, when we're hurting, it's easier to hide in the shadows, to walk away, or for our fear to blind us, which also makes me think of NF and what he sings about being in that mansion and trying to bury fear. And that struggle, I think many of us know and can relate to that, regardless if we've been through very traumatic things or just, everyday struggles. Fear will paralyze you. It's crazy. When you think all is forsaken, and I love this chorus so much. Listen to me now, all is not forsaken. And I love that tag, how it was almost like this response. You need never feel broken again. Sometimes darkness can show you the light. That is so powerful. Sometimes darkness can show you the light. I was just thinking that the other day when my husband was working and it was pretty dark in the room. He was busy working and I turned on the light because sometimes we get busy working and we don't even realize how dark it's gotten outside because our eyes have gotten used to it. And the light comes on and it's like, oh, wait a minute. Wow, I don't even realize how dark it was. My eyes got adjusted, but actually it's not good for our eyesight. And it made me think sometimes we don't know how dark it is until we turn on the light. Sometimes we don't know how dark it is until we turn on the light. Same thing goes for things like loneliness and fear, even anxiety. Sometimes we get so used to that lingering angst inside of us, or we are reactive. We operate from a place of fear. Sometimes it can be death anxiety. Right? We're doing things and it's this existential fear of our mortality. And we don't even know and realize that is at the core of what is driving us, right? Or triggers and trauma. And we react and we respond and we comment and we speak. And there's work to be done to go deep and explore, to step out of the shadow. And then we turn on the light. We find community. We open up to a friend. We speak out what we're struggling with. We confess our mistakes. We come clean to someone. We just brave that and we put it out in the open, right? And light shines and we realize, wow, this was darker than I realized. When you spend time with a friend and you have been lonely and that joy, the community, a kind word makes you realize, wow, I didn't even realize how hurting I was or how lonely I was till I had a friend or had someone to speak to. Man, I didn't realize how hungry I was till I took that first bite. Shoo, I didn't even realize how thirsty I was till I took a sip of water. And sometimes darkness will show you the light. And that's one of the things you have explained to me about even metal, that there's something beautiful about rock and metal where hard, difficult topics are being dealt with, and the darkness and the shadow, and where people might want to shy away from hard topics, or from even the darkness that each and every one of us fight, right? That's a topic as ancient as time. It's not just something we find in Christianity, this idea between the flesh and the spirit. We find it in all kinds of religions and ancient texts, this idea of there's something battling within me, right? The spirit, the flesh, the ego, whatever you want to call it, right? There's this contrast, this struggle between good and evil, between light and darkness. I mean, we find myths and legends and texts and religious philosophies and theology, and there's something to be said about embracing both and about dealing with both and not running from one or the other, but dealing with it, being present to it, understanding it, and ultimately, yes, choosing life. When it comes to good and evil, of course, I think we should choose good, right? If I have a choice to kill or not to kill, I shouldn't just embrace both and do it, right? I should choose. But dealing with where this is coming from, right? Say, for example, there's anger or rage, a certain hurt. Those things have to be dealt with. Can't just run away from that. It will come back up. Has to be dealt with, has to heal. And of course, with the ultimate purpose to choose life, to choose not to kill, not to hurt, not to destroy, but to build and lift up. Even in Hebrew text, speaking of David being a Jewish cantor, we see a lot of contrast, right? There's a lot of, even in the way that certain texts are written in different scriptures, we find the contrast between day and night, light and dark. That's beautifully portrayed here, right? Sometimes darkness can show you the light. Sometimes going through hardships can show you hope. He would have never met this lady in the video if he would have not gone through his tragedy. He may not grow to be some strong individual with a strong character if he would have not been through these obstacles. Sickening, weakening, don't let another somber pariah consume your soul. You need straightening. You need strengthening, toughening. It takes an inner dark to rekindle the fire burning in you, right? So he has to go through that inner turmoil and the darkness to keep that fire burning, to get that fire burning again, to rekindle something, which is interesting lingo here with the video being about someone actually having been burnt in the fire. Ignite the fire within you. When you think all is forsaken, listen to me now. All is not forsaken. You need never feel broken again. Don't ignore. Listen to me now. All is not forsaken. Also, to me, the spiel to the message, and there's many ways to interpret it, but to one of the messages I find in The Sound of Silence, this idea of listen, right? There's people hearing, not listening, speaking and not saying anything, blinded, right? Sheeple. And there's people just so entranced, the sound of silence, right? Worshipping this neon god. And so here, this idea of don't ignore, listen. Again, this idea of a plea. Listen to me now. You need never feel broken again. Sometimes darkness can show you the light. Beautiful song, fitting video. powerful musical arrangement, and his voice, just amazing. Guys, I want to say this one more time, and I need you to listen carefully. When you think all is forsaken, listen to me now. All is not forsaken. All is not forsaken. You need never feel broken again. Sometimes darkness can show you the light. That may seem like such a contrast. What? How can I find light in darkness? Why would darkness show me the light? What is this? What is this? But it's true. Sometimes you don't know how dark it's been till you turn on the light. And sometimes the darkest times in our life can show us the light, can reveal something in us, can show us a strength that we didn't know we had, can restore our faith, can build new relationships, can bring wholeness. So whatever you're going through, whatever dark times you may be facing, something beautiful can come out of that. There's a scripture that talks about beauty for ashes, a garment of praise for my heaviness. This idea of something heavy being turned into something beautiful. Ashes, literally ashes, fitting to fire and death, right? Something being burned to ashes. Something that seems like it can never be restored. When you have ashes, you can't ever restore that back to its original form. You can't. God can. And there's something powerful to think that something beautiful could come out of that. Beauty instead of ashes. Light that can be shown to you through darkness. So take that as an anthem, as an encouragement. This was dope. I absolutely love this. I'm going to be checking out Down with the Sickness soon and a bunch of other Disturbed songs, but I have really been enjoying this ride. I hope you did too, guys. Thank you for being on this ride with me today. As always, like, share, subscribe. Make sure to check the links below for ways to support, say thanks, buy a coffee, become a patron, get some merch, all the different things. I'm so glad that you stopped by. This was Rosalie. Till next time. Heyo!